Hello folks, merry meet. I hope you're all okay. You're managing to stay nice and warm. Tonight I want to show you a couple of little things that I made. Since the channel's called Jill's Frills, I thought it was time to do some work on some lace books and things, not just the cards and the witchy stuff. So just briefly, and I'm not saying, oh look at these, aren't they wonderful? Look at these I've made. Aren't I amazing? We all have to start somewhere. So I started off, it doesn't really class, I don't suppose, as a lace book, but I started off sticking things into this. I think I was watching Fiona Jennings at the time and she was doing something like this, so I thought I'll copy that because I can do that. And then a little while ago, I think I was laid up in bed at the time and I thought I'll have a go at this. And little tags in it. Lots of lace, lots of sparkly things. Buttons. I love buttons. I have a thing about buttons for some reason. But yeah, I like this one. And sooner or later somebody will either say, oh, I'd like that, can I have it? Or I'll find somebody to give it to. And that has a lace closure that goes around it. And then we have this. Now I have made another book, one of my favourite books for one of my favourite people, and it's gone up to Scotland to Fiona's mum, Granny Annie. I love Granny Annie to bits, and that's one of my favourite books. This is another one that this is for my granddaughter, Lexi, Alexis, but I call her Lexi all the time. And she wanted a book, so I thought, right, okay, I indulge my grandchildren. I give them what they want if I can. So she's a very bright person. She's bright, she's bubbly, and she wanted rainbow colours. I have a thing about rainbows, so does Lexi. So there will be a photograph in there, but my daughter-in-law's had her Facebook hacked, so a lot of her photographs that I was relying on to go in this book have disappeared. So we're waiting to get photographs in the frames. There are a couple, but that's all. So it's fairly plain on the back, and anything I make, there's always a tiny little forget-me-not somewhere in or on the book. These are, I've got into liking the books that are more shabby chic. I don't even know if that's the right expression, because shabby chic seems to change with every channel that you watch. But these look very sort of formal and whatever, and I want something that looks a bit tattier, a bit more rough and ready. Somebody asked me as well, how do you stick the photos in? Because obviously the frames are stuck down. Well, it's easy. You print out your photograph, you get a piece of paper, put some Yoo-hoo glue, you don't have to put a lot on, and stick it down like that into the frame. You can't slide them at the back because they're stuck down. Now I've tried to use, Lexi likes sparkly things and she likes pinks and purples and what have you. So I collected things for quite a while for this book. And again, the photo frames are, that's come off, I'll need to restick that. The photo frames are very lightweight. I think they're balsa wood. I think that might be the stuff they're made of. That page is, there'll be photos in there of where she made her first Holy Communion. Then there'll be pictures on there of Lexi and her mum, my daughter-in-law. In the corner it says mother and daughter forever. Now there are a couple of pages here, and you'll see a theme with this one at least. Lexi's grandpa, my late husband, was Irish, so there had to be some sort of Irish theme on at least one of the pages, and that heart that moon has a little heart that says grandpa, and again there are green things, so there'll be pictures of them in there. Lexi was she was just over 1 year old when he passed away, and the last photograph that he would let me take was actually on Lexi's birthday. They brought her to the house and there's a picture of him holding her, and that was the last photograph he would let me take of him. So that will go in there, and there will be other photos in here. Pinks, because she's that sort of a, she's a pink girl. These are pictures of my grandsons I'll not leave them on for long because I haven't asked my daughter-in-law's permission, but there'll be another one there of my son and daughter-in-law, so all her immediate family are there. And then again, she wanted something bright, so we did another edging with the rainbow ribbon. So that's the latest book. So I'm starting on another book for somebody very, very special to me. So as I do that, as I go along, I'll show you what I'm doing, how I cut corners instead of having to measure everything and miter corners. No, I don't do that because my hands shake and I don't have the patience. So if I can cut a corner without something looking janky, then I will. But this is that's two of my sons with their dad that was at Gulliver's World. So yeah, when she gets the pictures in, it's going to look absolutely beautiful. And compared to some that you see, it might not be special, but to me, it's special. I'm quite proud of it. I say my favourite one is the purple one that I call the Angel book because it was for Granny Annie. Right, so it's time for card meanings. There were a couple of things that I forgot to say last night because I write everything down on a book that's propped up in front of me, because if I don't, I'll forget everything. When you're reading for people, sometimes, and it's happened to me quite a few times, and the first time it happened I panicked, but you can do a reading for somebody and they'll say, I'm really sorry, that didn't make any sense to me at all. So I always say, right, two things. First of all, wait. Maybe the things in the reading haven't happened yet. Wait and see if they do. If not, in 6 months' time, come back, I'll read for you again. And the reading may not be for you. Now, the 6-month one, let's explain that first. It's fairly easy. I remember once this girl, finished the reading, and she said, Jill, I don't recognise any of that. I don't see how any of that fits in with me. So I said, sorry, sweetheart, come back in 6 months and we'll try again. Well, she went home and she'd recorded the reading. So her hubby said, how did it go? And she said, well, so she played it back. And the people in spirit she didn't recognise, and one thing or another. And when she turned around, she thought, what's that? He was sniffling. He was having a bit of a cry. And she said, what's the matter? And he said, the people in that, the messages from spirit and that reading, no, they're not for you, but they're for me. And he had a bit of a strange background, her hubby, and he didn't know a lot of his family or know where they were, but the reading made perfect sense to him. So sometimes someone will come for a reading, it isn't for them, although they don't know it at the time. When you go and tell people about the reading and pass it on, it might be for that other person. That's how it happens. Again, spirit organise things. If somebody's going to get a message, or they're meant to get a message, but they're not there having the reading, they'll find out a way to let them know. And like I said, wait as well. Things might not happen in your life straight away. Give it 6 months. Things change. Things can change in a day. We all know that. One day everything's fine. The next day you've got things that you need to sort out to cope with it, what have you. So let's get these. I'll have a quick sip of my drink and we'll get these cards turned. Right, card number 1. I think we might have had this last time, but I'm not sure. Partnerships and alliances. Is there something that you've been wanting to do, but you're struggling to do it on your own? Do you need extra money to complete what it is that you're planning? Do you need, an influx of cash? Are you struggling to move home? Whatever you're struggling with, you're about to get help. Maybe you'll tell somebody in your family or a friend, they'll ask, how are you going? Are you setting that new business up? Like, no, I haven't enough money. Well, why didn't you ask? I'll help you out. That sort of thing. Suddenly, you might have been wanting to move, and suddenly a friend that you might bump into says, oh, I know where there's a house for rent. You're going to get help. If you're depressed or if you're suffering with a chronic illness, maybe you're going to come across a new doctor that will genuinely help you. Maybe you'll come across somebody who will come and visit you and help you. It can be anything like that. But whatever you're struggling with or have been struggling with, you're about to get some help. Oh, okay. Deception and envy. Card number 2. Sorry, I forgot to say card number 2. Deception and envy. Well, not a particularly pleasant card, but since you've picked this card, you're forewarned now. You can watch out for it. And I'm picking up, as I'm looking at the card, money, money. A lot of this is about money. Please be careful, or in the coming weeks, who you tell. Somebody might say, how much have you paid for that? You've got some new furniture. Well, my response would be, number 1, mind your business. But number 2, you can say, yeah, we're to save up for it for a while, but, you know, we've got it now and we really like it. You might be getting a tax rebate and your friend isn't. Are you getting a tax rebate? How much are you getting? Again, politely steer them away from the conversation. Don't tell anybody for the next, I'm going to say 3 months, what your finances are like and what money you've got coming in. Because again, as I say, I'm picking up money connected to this. Some people, thankfully not all, some people don't like to see other folk doing well. And they're like, nothing better than, oh, we're fine, but they're struggling. Well, in the next few weeks, you're going to get help. Again, ties in with this card. Partnerships and alliances, you're going to get help. You're going to be able to take a step forward in life. Don't be bothered with people who don't want to see you do well. And this is going to sound dreadful, but even if those people are part of your family, you don't need negativity and you don't need to be telling people who are jealous of your business. So think on next 3 months, keep your income to yourself. Don't be telling anybody anything. On jobs, somebody's whispering in my ear from Spirit, jobs, new job coming up. Again, your friend's going to get overlooked. You're going to get the job. Just watch for that, for jealousy about that too. Oh, nice. Recognition and reward. Finally, somebody is going to recognize, either at work, might be at home, but somebody's going to realize how much you actually do. And not before, you know, it's high time they did. This can also mean a promotion at work, pay rise. Remember these cards, don't tell anybody, but help is coming. You might get a pay rise, you might get, let's say, promotion to a better job, a different department. Maybe you're going to, I'm hearing training, maybe you're finally going to get the opportunity to train to take a step up where you're working. But this is a really, really good card, and it also brings with it some finances, some financial reward. You've worked so hard over the past few months. It's about time people realised what you did. And also, in a lot of places, somebody isn't pulling the weight, so someone has to carry them, and you've been carrying somebody for long enough. So if you pick this card number 3, if you work in a place where somebody isn't pulling the weight and you're carrying them, it's time to stop it. But you're going to finally get recognised for the work that you've done. And say, not before time too. You've been working really, really hard. Good cards, apart from that one, but forewarned is forearmed. Don't forget, every day before you go out of the house, you look in the mirror and you say, I am blessed, I am abundant, I am healthy, money comes to me easily and effortlessly, I am blessed, I am grateful. It's a little mantra, but you say it every day. And you might think, you've lost the plot, Jill. Just try it. It makes you feel better. And you put out positive things, and the universe is a mirror and it sends positive things back to you. I think I said this last time, but just try. Even on days when you don't feel up to it, try. Just say, make your own up. Just say your own little mantra before you leave the house, that you're blessed and you're grateful and that everything's going to be wonderful. Don't say, I'm hoping to be, or I want to be healthy, because the universe will think, oh, well, I'll wait and send something good when she feels healthy. Then I am healthy, I am strong, whatever it is that matters to you most. Absolutely. Say that little mantra before you leave home every day. Say it every single day. It's important that you don't speak badly of yourself or be critical of yourself. You don't look good enough. You're not. Don't do that. Positivity, even when things are feeling absolutely horrible. Positivity, as often as you can every day. Remember, make up your own little mantra. Okay, I'll stop waffling now, folks. Thank you very much for listening. Would you please like and think about subscribing? It doesn't cost you any money to subscribe at all. And if you share the video with somebody that might be interested in either books or cards, I'd be really grateful if you could do that for me. Thank you so much. I'll see you again soon. Blessed be.